Yellow Productions presents
Feeding the Deer in Nara, Japan. Nara was one of Japan's original capitals in the year 700, and there's a lot of great culture here. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about feeding the 1,200 wild deer that live in Nara. In the Shinto religion, they're believed to have descended from God, and so the deer here are actually treated better than people. So if you want to feed the deer, you have to buy the deer crackers. They call them senbei. They come in packages like this for 150 yen each. A pretty cheap deal for an entertaining time feeding some deer. If you come to Nara to feed the deer, I suggest bringing a senbei bag or something to put your biscuits in, because the deer are pretty smart, and if they see you have a handful, they'll follow you around and you'll never get away. So if you want to be creative in who you feed, take your senbei out of your bag, pick the deer you would like to feed right here. You see he'll come right up to you and eat the biscuit right out of your hand. This is truly amazing. Never have I seen a place where you could feed deer from your hand. Usually deers run away, but these two don't. I'm gonna call this one Albert and this one Bob. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Albert. Bye-bye. So, as I said, the deer will follow you because they think you'll feed them more. They think there's more senbei in the bag, which they're probably right. And then they'll start to nibble on you. So the question is, do you give them more senbei or not? Probably not, because then I don't know that I'll get out of here alive. You're not Albert, you're a different one. Hello, are we going for a walk? Where are we walking to? Would you like to go to the store? You're not gonna let me go very easily, are you? I think I have a new friend. I think he's so persistent that he probably deserves another senbei. So, you know what? You are smart. You're smart because you know if you follow someone around for long enough, they will feed you more biscuits. Thank you. Look at that. He knows he's done.
Because these deer are so smart, they've learned to congregate next to the deer cracker stands. Right here on the right is a deer cracker stand. Someone's getting ready to buy the crackers. The deers know that feeding time is on. Just follow the person that left the stand, and it's time for a tasty dinner. If you do find yourself in this situation, just keep walking. The deers will follow you, and it won't get too crazy. However, if you find yourself cornered by the deers, well, then it might get a little crazier. Then you need to be fast. Feed, feed, feed. Otherwise, the deer are going to be biting you, your clothes, and everything around you. Now, once you've fed all the deers, you can be like this girl. Put your hands up and show them, no more cookies. This guy, on the other hand, was not quite so successful in his feeding attempt. The deers basically came up and took the entire stack of crackers out of his hand. That's a quick way for them to eat.
For the best feeding action, try to get away from the crowds. Areas like this, the deers are more hungry. Maybe not that one though. So Topher, some of those deers, they didn't like the cookies. Do you like them better?
The other good thing about getting away from the crowds is that the deers in the more remote areas of the park are typically less aggressive. I found the deer feeding in these areas to be more enjoyable because the deers would eat nicely out of my hand instead of trying to eat my entire hand. Here's a nice one waiting kindly for his senbei. Here we did a team feeding. One from me, one from another random stranger. Here's a team feeding of another kind. There's two deers that think they're both gonna get the same cookie.
We'll do another one. Back up a bit. Cool.
The one on the left deserves a cookie, too.
The deer in the park are wild animals, so there are some cautions to be aware of. Sometimes they can attack people. They can bite, they can kick, they can butt, and they can knock down. You'll see most of them, they have their horns cut off. I think that's so they don't butt you and keep you safe. So you have a good time while you're feeding biscuits to the deer. Besides just the living deer, deers are used in symbolism everywhere here. Here at the entrance to a temple, there's a deer fountain that you can wash your hands with before you enter.
Deer are used as advertising here at the optometrist and here at the dentist. Even the vending machines feature little cartoon deers. The manhole covers on the streets also decorated with deer.
They even sell little deer stuffed animals holding their crackers. The best time of year to visit Nara is in late March or early April because you can get a double feature, the deer and the cherry blossoms. I think the cherry blossoms take a little bit of the crowd away from the deer too because they're all here taking pictures in front of this tree.
So if your travels take you to Nara, Japan, check out Nara Park for an unforgettable experience feeding some deer.
Thanks for watching. Click here to subscribe.
You might be interested in some of these other videos from Nara, Japan. Click either of them to watch. In the lower left is a video with more scenic shots of the deer in Nara. And in the lower right is a video on renting the kimono that I was wearing in this video.